In the Baltimore, there is Jagannath Balasudra, which Prabhupada installed, correct? And here, Shishi Gaurnitaya, they are here. And Radha Govind, they stayed in Brooklyn. I don't remember. You are able to see the verse, all of you? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshudunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Ashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Please repeat this verse. Vidhunvata Vedamayam Nijam Vapur Janastapas Satya Nivasino Vayam Shatashiko Dhuta Shivambu Bindubhe Vimridyamana Bhrishamisha Pavitaha. You want Sanskrit or English? Which one? This one or this one? English, okay. Vidhunvata Vedamayam Nijam Vapur Janastapas Satya Nivasino Vayam Shatashiko Dhuta Shivambu Bindubhir Vimridyamana Vrishamisha Pavitaha. Amongst the verses on Lord Varaha, this is a very famous verse. I'll read the translation for you. O Supreme Lord, this is spoken by the most exalted brahmanas from the Janaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyalokas. Those brahmans are together offering a prayer to Lord Varaha. They are saying, O Supreme Lord, undoubtedly we are inhabitants of the most pious planets, the Jana, Tapas, and Satyalokas. But still we have been purified by the drops of water sprinkled from your shoulder hairs by the shaking of your body. Like that they are saying to Lord Varaha, purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Ordinarily, the body of a hog is considered impure, but one should not consider that the hog incarnation assumed by the Lord is also impure. That form of the Lord is the personified Vedas and is transcendental. Inhabitants of the Jana, Tapas, and Satyalokas are the most pious persons in the material world. But because those planets are situated in the material world, there are so many material impurities there also. Therefore, when the drops of water from the tips of the Lord's shoulder hairs were sprinkled upon the bodies of the inhabitants of the higher planets, they felt purified. The Ganges water is pure because of its emanating from the toe of the Lord. And there is no difference between the water emanating from the toe and that from the tips of the hair on the shoulder of Lord Boar. They are both absolute and transcendental. So thanks to Nilamani Prabhu for offering opportunity to be here with all of you. Last time when I came, he took me to the new temple campus and showed me the construction was underway, it was going on. It's going to be a very big temple, I believe. Very nice. So Gauranitai will go there from here? Yeah. I think you have a very special connect with Devakinandan Prabhu, I think. Is it? Yes. As soon as Devakinandan Prabhu asked me, did he go to Pasipani? He asked me. Thank God I had come that time, so I could tell him that I came. So I'm very happy to be here. We are celebrating the Varaha Deva's appearance, which is coming very shortly. Just 1 minute. So here it's a very special verse which we read just now. You can see this is Lord Varaha appearing in this world. Actually, Lord appears in varieties of incarnations in this world. For what? He himself says that in the Padma Purana. Mad Bhakta Vinodartam Karomi Vividaha Kriyaha. He says that to give joy to the heart of my devotees, I appear in this world. And how I will appear, in what form I will appear, and how I will delight the heart of the devotees, that's oftentimes one may not know. Like Brahma and all the Kumaras and all the great sages and saints and demigods, they were all actually assembled together. You all may be aware in the third canto, 15th chapter, there is a discussion about the Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu's birth. So when these two asuras were in the womb of Mother Diti, there was a big smoke coming out of the womb. And it was not just ordinary smoke, it was a hot smoke. And it was pervading the whole universe. And demigods had to flee from their planets, and they all went to Satyaloka. And they went to Lord Brahma and offered prayers to him, saying that, we don't know what's happening in this universe. We are all scorched by the heat of the smoke. Can you tell us what is the smoke? So Brahma told them, yes, I will tell you about the smoke, but before that you have to hear one class from me. He made them all sit and told about the kingdom of God. Anybody would ask, you're talking about kingdom of God so coolly, how beautiful the kingdom of God is. But what is the answer to our question? He said, in that kingdom of God, at the door of Vaikuntha, there were two Dwarapalakas, their names were Jai and Vijay. And there 4 Kumaras arrived there, and then they were stopped at the door, and they were cursed to become demons in this world for 3 lifetimes. And they are the ones who became Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Like that, he concluded the last part. But why he concluded the last part about the demons? Because Brahma thought that the demigods tend to become very complacent when there is no calamity in this world. When everything is cozy, everything is smooth going, smooth sailing, then one tends to become very careless in spiritual life, inattentive in spiritual life. So Lord Narayana, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, always is lying in the milk ocean, in his reclining posture, the Anantashesh. When he sees that the demigods are becoming little slack in their devotion service, Lord will twinkle his eyes, and immediately the Kala will salute the Lord and change the situation in such a way that the demons become powerful, demigods become weak, demigods have to flee for their life. And then that's the tension is created. Now the demigods immediately will flee to the lotus feet of Vishnu and then pray to the Lord, please kindly do some arrangement by which demons will be thwarted and their devotion service gets intensified. So generally in this world, devotion service becomes intensified when there's a danger. People run to the Lord's lotus feet. Just like a child sometimes is playing with a teddy bear, and the mother wants to play with the child, but child is not interested. Oh, I am happy with teddy bear. But sometimes suddenly a big black bumblebee comes into the room. Like that it comes. The child sees that, he will throw away the teddy bear and come to the mother immediately. Then the mom may take the child and throw up in the air and catch the child and play with the child. Child thinks this is a much better game than playing with the teddy bear. I was playing with dead matter, and it is more joyful to play with the mother who is lively. Similarly, for the jiva, to play with the Lord is more joyful than play with matter. In this world, matter is not only car or smartphone or video games or things like that. Matter is also the bodies. The bodies are made up of matter in this world. Um, and the soul is seated in the material body. That gives beauty to the body. Like think about an aquarium where you have multiple colored fishes moving. Golden color fish, orange color fish, green color, blue color, yellow color, different fishes are moving. It's very attractive. Prabhupada asked why it is so attractive. Not only because of the colors. If all those fishes are dead and lying at the bottom, nobody would see it. They see it because there is a life spark in it. So what makes the fishes attractive is the life spark, not just the movement. That way, even fan is moving, nobody will look at the fan. There is no life spark in the fan. But in a fish's body, there is life spark. Hmm. Similarly, Prabhupada said, he asked the devotees walking with him, look at the doll in the shop of a girl who is wearing a dress. In textile shops, you must have seen, mannequin. And look at a girl walking on the road who is lively. You look at the doll or the girl walking on the road, he asked. So he said, one who is walking is more beautiful than the doll in the shop because there is life spark in it. So life spark makes the fishes attractive or the female attractive. So why is the life spark attractive? Because the life spark is a part and parcel of Krishna, who is supremely attractive. Krishna is supremely attractive, and all living sparks are also attractive, but minutely attractive. And when the living spark leaves the body is termed dead, and that is no more attractive. Nobody will even look at a dead body; they just feed it to the fire, or people put in a coffin and bury it. It's no more attractive. So the Lord is supremely attractive, and the souls are also attractive. But the souls are magnetically attracted to the Lord in the pure state. But in the impure state, they become covered over and they turn away, trying to enjoy dead matter in this world. So the more we try to enjoy dead matter, imagine, when you eat popcorn, you are very happy. When you eat thermocol, you are not happy. Because, you know the difference, isn't it? So when you are aligned with Supreme Spirit, that joy is everlasting joy. But when we try to get that joy in dead matter, like Prabhupada gave the example of bamboo bite and sugarcane bite. Bamboo bite will break your teeth and you will bleed. Sugarcane bite will give you juice. So spiritual pressure is like sugarcane bite. Some man saw that bamboo looks like sugarcane, so he bit the bamboo and then he was bleeding in the mouth. So dead matter is like that. So most of the living entities in this world are foolishly trying to extract happiness in dead matter, and they suffer also. On the contrary, those who are fortunate and blessed ones, they turn to the Lord, and the Lord has colorful pastimes to display for them. Therefore, he comes in this world in various avatars, Matsya avatar, which is fish incarnation, Kurma avatar, as a tortoise incarnation, and Varaha avatar here as a boar incarnation, Narasimha avatar, he comes as a half man, half lion. But one should know that although Lord appears in different forms, one may think, oh, so many forms. How do you know they are God or not? God displays his powers when he comes like that. And all these forms we should know are none other than Krishna. You will see that. Keshavadrita Meena Sharira. Similarly, Keshavadrita Shukara Rupa. So you will say the Keshavadrita is the first term, and then second one is Meena Sharira, Shukara Rupa, like that Vamana Rupa, like that. All the avatars are said like this, which means all of them are Keshava only. Krishna only comes as Varaha. Krishna only comes as Narasimha. When one knows this, then one has no confusion at all. Like for example, uh, the half man, half lion incarnation. Looks like a lion, ferocious. But Prahlad Maharaj said, when you look at the form, I'm not afraid, he said. Why? Naham bibhemya jitateti bhayanakasya jihvarka netra bhrukuti rabasokratam strat antrasraja kshataja keshara shankukarna nirhrada bhita digibha aribhinna kagrat trastosmyaham kripanavattsala dussahogra samsara chakra kadanat grasatam pranita baddhasva karma virushattamate moolam Prito Pavarga Sharanam Vayase Kadanu. In these two verses, Prahlad is saying what he is not afraid of and what he is afraid of. Both he says. First verse he says, when I look at you, my dear Lord Narasimha, your mane soaked with blood, your eyes like sun and moon, your hairs which are scattering away the clouds, and your stiff neck, and your tongue which is like a sharp sword, and your huge body, that doesn't frighten me at all because you are personified love. You are my Krishna only who has come in this form. I have no fear, he says. Just like uh, in my in my in my school days, my sister was once studying in a room. I just wanted to frighten her. So I went to the market and purchased one lion mask. I put a lion mask and went to the room. Like that, I did like that. She got really frightened. She thought the real lion has come into the room. She ran to the kitchen. I ran behind her. And then after I went to the kitchen, I took off my lion mask and showed her, look at me, who am I? When she saw me that it's only the brother, she gave me a good slap. So now she was laughing. The fear turned into laughter because she understood it is a person whom I recognize very well. Similarly, Prahlad, when he saw Narasimha, he did not fear. He knew that this is my Krishna only. He was come as Narasimha. Krishna only comes as Varaha. Krishna only comes as Vamana. So when you see like that, the pastime will become very relishable for you. So one should know that when Lord comes in this type of form, but another point I forgot to tell you. Prahlad Maharaj says, I'm not afraid. But what am I afraid of? He says, I'm afraid of this world of atheistic people who are so grossly foolish and who are always critical of you. They speak blasphemy about you, which I don't want to listen. That I am afraid because that is very painful for my ears. That I don't like to hear. But I am not afraid of your form, like that he says. In the same manner, Varaha also is a spiritual form of the Lord. This is very important for us to know. You all may be aware, once upon a time, Indra became, by some curse, Brahmaji gave him a curse, he became a pig. You know that? Huh? He became a pig somewhere. For some term, some tenure was there. He has to finish the life in the body of a pig. So at that time, it is said he had a pig wife and he had piglets, small piglets, pig children. And when his term got over, when Indra and when Lord Brahma came to pick him up, because the seat was empty, they were waiting to again bring him back to Indra's post. So when they called him, Indra, your time is up. Come, leave everything and come. And Indra could not leave that position. Narakastopi degam vai napamam staktu michati. Kapila says that in the third canto. Even in a narakiya sthiti, in a hellish situation, also a living being doesn't want to give up that situation. One day, one disciple of Prabhupada saw one snail was slowly, moving bit by bit. You've seen snail? It drags its body and its little wet body also. You feel very uneasy if you see that. You don't want to see that at all. So one devotee commented and told, Prabhupada, look at this snail, how dirty it looks. What is the use of his existence? He's moving little by little like it. And Prabhupada said, when demigods look at you, they think like that only. He said, nobody wants to give up their body. Everybody is attached to their own bodies in every situation, no matter how ugly the body is, how dirty the body may be. So, in this way, when he became a pig, he thought the pig body is very wonderful. And he thought, my wife is very beautiful, my children are very beautiful. Why do you ask me to leave this? And the food he eats was very beautiful, he thought. Such a nasty thing he's eating. So, now if you make a one-on-one comparison between Lord Varaha and that Indra who became a pig, many differences you can arrive at. Let us ask the devotees who can find out the differences between the two. Anybody can raise a hand. What are the differences between Indra the pig and SPOG, Supreme Personality of Godhead? He becoming a boar incarnation. Yes, Prabhuji, one difference.
The Lord comes from his own will and Indra is forced.
Indra is punished to become a pig. Lord comes of his own will. Give him an applause. Very good. Okay. We'll take one from Mata's side, one from Prabhuji's side. Okay. Mata's side, yes.
Lord is displaying his transcendental qualities.
Correct. Lord is displaying his transcendental qualities, but Indra is displaying his materialistic qualities. Very good. Good. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, sir. Lord has not forgotten his position.
Lord is fully aware who he is. But Indra has become forgetful of his position. Very good. Nice. This side. Yes, Mati. Lord comes to do some very important work. He comes to save his devotees and kill the demons and establish Dharma. He has a very important mission. But Indra has no mission except material attachment. Very good. Good. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes? The Lord comes in?
Transcendental spiritual form.
Lord comes in a spiritual transcendental form which is made up of? Very good. Very good. And Indra's body is made up of Panchamahabhut, earth, water, fire, air, isn't it? This is very important point, what Prabhuji said. You see, one time, a man was walking on the road, suddenly heard from one house, from the window, there was some sound coming. He heard that somebody said, I want to eat the lion. Somebody said, I want to eat the tiger. Somebody said, I want to eat the elephant. Somebody said, I want to eat the eagle. I was thinking, is this house full of Rakshasas? They want to eat lion, they want to eat tiger, they want to eat the elephant. Who can eat elephant? So he got frightened. So he wanted to see who is living inside the house. So he peeped through the window to see. They were all children talking like that, but they were talking about the biscuits. You know the biscuits? In different shapes like that. So biscuits are made of different shapes like that. Similarly, all the biscuits are made up of only one flour, correct or not? Wheat flour or maida flour, whatever, only one. Similarly, all the bodies of the incarnations of the Lord, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, they're all made up of only one substance. What is it? Satchidananda. They're all made of one substance only. So whether he comes as Krishna, comes as Rama, comes as Vishnu, comes as Varaha, his body is completely Satchidananda Swarupa. It is completely spiritual. There is not an iota of anything material in that. Whereas Indra's body was material. That's one main difference. Any other difference? Anybody else? Yes, Prabhu.
Lord's Varaha qualities are glorified, but Indra's nobody.
Yeah. Yes, Varaha's qualities are glorifiable, whereas Indra's qualities are despicable. They're condemnable because he is materially attached and is living in nasty conditions. And he is actually chastised by Brahma and taken out of the situation, which he is not willing to leave his situation. Whereas Lord Varaha's activities are very glorifiable. The kind of task that he did is humanly impossible. Even for Brahma, it is impossible. But Lord did such a task of placing the earth in its orbit in a very stable position. So he comes to do a glorious activity which is glorifiable. And even in the verse which we read, the Lord is being glorified, isn't it? This is another difference. See, in this verse they are saying, Vidhunvata Vedamayam Nijam Vapur Janastapas Satya Nivasino Vayam Shatashiko Shivam Bindu Bher Vimrajyamana Prishamisha Pavita. See, the same Brahmanas, along with Brahma who are standing, Rishis, Munis, Brahmans, Devatas, and Kumaras, they were all standing along with Brahma. At that time, something came out of Brahma's nose. Like that, it flew up. And it went down. When it went down, it was thumb size. Then it became fist size. Then it became this much size. Then it became elephant size. And that creature went down and tore the ocean like this. And then it flew up. So when the personality was flying up, even Brahma could not ascertain who that personality was. He was standard. Kumaras are watching. They are all most learned personalities. All Devatas are watching. Somebody is asking, is it a demon? Is it some demigod? Who is this personality? We don't know. See, if something comes out of your nose, where does it go? It goes straight into the dustbin. Immediately wash your hands and take a tissue paper, isn't it? Wipe your hand. because it's considered dirty. But you see, Lord comes out of Brahma's nose, and he has a transcendental body. Can you imagine? How amazing it is. These are all wonders, actually. It's inconceivable. Lord can come from anywhere. He can come from a pillar. He can come from the nose of Brahma. So therefore, one should know, if somebody is asking Narasimha, who is your parents? Who are your parents? Mother and father. Pillar is his parent. It's coming from the pillar. Brahma, from Brahma's nose, Varaha is coming. So therefore, one should know the Lord can do inconceivable activities which are unimitatable by human beings. They are extraordinary. And the most amazing thing is, Lord is flying up in the sky, and even Brahma and others who are trying to speculate, Marichi and others, they are speculating. Maybe this, maybe that, they don't know. And Lord looked at them, you don't know who I am? And that when Lord looked at them, they realized that this wild boar has eyes like lotus petals. Very beautiful eyes. Immediately everybody thought Kamala Nayanam is only one person in this world. Who is that? Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Dhyana Gamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanatam. So this personality has Kamal Nayan. So some of them already guessed it. This must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They were already guessing. At that time, when they were watching, this wild boar he was slashing the tail, and he also had hairs on the back of his body, which were wet. So the Lord moved his body like this, and from that hair, the water got sprinkled, just like sometimes in India, whenever Pujari finishes Aarti, they take the water and they sprinkle like this. Of course, you should not sprinkle on the face. You should sprinkle up like this. If you sprinkle up, it will evaporate and come down and fall on the heads of people. In America, devotees are more careful. They go one by one and that little they do to make sure that nobody feels offended. Correct? No? But of course, they should pour little only. Otherwise, they bathe you with a lot of water. Some people take so much water and put it, force on your face. So we generally sprinkle up in the air and it falls on the heads, isn't it? That's a holy water, which is offered to Lord, isn't it? Similarly, when Varaha jerked his body, and the water which came and fell on the people, after that this sloka was spoken. That water was so fragrant like rose-scented waters coming from Lord's body. Because Lord's body is very fragrant also. In this world, people, to make the body fragrant, they put deodorant. They don't take bath. They put deodorant and then walk around as if their body is very fragrant. But Lord's body is naturally fragrant. It was so fragrant when they got the water on their heads. It is not only fragrant, it is also holy. Prabhupada says whether Lord's lotus feet touches the Viraja waters, it becomes Ganga. Similarly, when Lord's body touches the water, it is also very holy water. Immediately the Brahmans came to realization. Vidhunvata Vedamayam Nijam Vapur. My dear Lord, your whole body is made up of Vedamayam. And your waters from your body has been sprinkled on us. We are all belonging to Janatapa Satya Nivasino Vayam. We all belong to Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. See, in those planets, the Brahmanas are extremely advanced in the Vedic wisdom and the realization. Generally, when you go from the Earth to higher planets, there are two divisions in higher planets. The preliminary stages, Borlok, Swarlok, correct, no? So those are all places for enjoyments, Bhogavilas, long duration of life, very healthy body, and the bodies are very, the bodies don't stand on the ground, they stand above the ground. And they take birth, they die. And they don't get old, they don't get disease. They only take birth, they die. So the devatas generally enjoy nice food, nice happy lifestyle. But when you go above Borlok and above the Borlok, there is Janalok and Tapalok, Satyalok. These are all planets of very advanced saintly persons. And I heard that in one of the places Prabhupada says, Brahma and all those saints, they directly go back to Godhead at the end of the universe. They go back. So they are and the more you go, Janalok and Tapalok, when you go, it's more exalted than Janalok. And when you go to Satyalok, it's even more exalted than Tapalok also. Therefore, when the Pralaya comes, when the Pralaya waters rise, After Anantashesha scorched with his fire, and when Pralaya waters arises, it only goes to Janaloka. So at that time, Janaloka Vasis, they fly up to Tapalok. And then they are all praying, Pahimam, Pahimam, Rakshama, Rakshama, they are all praying. So that means up to Janaloka only Pralaya happens. The Tapalok and Satyalok are not touched because they are all very saintly personalities, very advanced personalities. But they are saying here, we belong to Janalok, Tapalok, Satyalok, but your waters that touched us has purified us, they are saying. What is that it is purified? Because even in the higher planets, there is a tinge of fruity mentality. What is fruity mentality? There is a little tendency for lording over. See, the pure devotees only want to serve the Lord. And the condition or the demons only want to lord over. They want to lord over, they want to purely serve, but in between living beings, they have a combined tendency. Like they want to serve the Lord also, little bit they want to enjoy also. So to the proportion we have enjoying mentality, that much only suffering is given to us. Once His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj was telling, when you become a devotee, start chanting holy name, Lord takes away your karmic reaction. But He doesn't burn it, He said. He keeps it with Him. And to the degree you exhibit enjoying mentality, He releases that much. Proportionately. little, you exhibit little tendency, gives a little shock. If you exhibit more, then He gives more. So, in this way, everybody in this world has some freedom mentality. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakale, Ashanta. Until we become Krishna Bhakta Nishkama, Ataiva Shanta, when we become pure devotees. So, therefore, they are saying that we have a tinge of fruity mentality, but by the water touching us, we have become purified, and it is making us pure devotees. That is because of your association. Like that, they are saying. Imagine if a pig comes out of the ditch and jerks his body, some water touches your this thing, what happens? Immediately you go to the shower. You will not wear that cloth again. You will just put it for dry wash. You will take a shower. Whereas this water, which is coming from large body, they are saying that you know, he's saying pavitaha, we become purified within vata. Mrityamana Vrishavisha pavitaha. They are appreciating the Shikodutta Shivambu Bindubir, auspicious Ambu. Shivambu means it is auspicious water. And those droplets touching us, we consider it a great good fortune. Just like, for example, devotees may wash Prabhupada's feet and then they may drink that water. Why? Because it is Charanamrita of a pure devotee. Is it not true? Similarly, the water from Lord's body is sacred and worshipable. In this way, Lord Varaha appears in this world. His situation is much different than that of Indra, as we said. In this way, when we Jai Shri Gauranga Ki. So, one last point I would like to make and conclude the talk today. When you advance in your bhakti path, many of you sitting here are serious devotees. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, and then Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha. Right now, these 5 steps, we only have to do homework. You will get little help from the Lord, but it is said the monkey way. Monkey way means like the monkey, baby monkey has to hold on to the mother monkey, like that we have to hold on to Lord's lotus feet. Beyond Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema, the Lord will take care of us like a cat and kitten way. So while we are progressing in this path, especially those who have come to the stage of Bhajana Kriya. Bhajana Kriya means actually Navvidha Bhakti and chanting of the holy name, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, and also rendering devotional service of varieties of types. And 64 regular principles given by Sri Rupa Goswami. All these things are Bhajana Kriya. So while doing Bhajana Kriya, there is one book by His Holiness Shivaram Swami Maharaj. I'm going to tell you something interesting and important from that book. It's actually elaboration of Nectar of Devotion book. The title of the book is Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani. In the book, what Maharaj says, the tendency of a conditioned soul is to chant the holy names ritualistically and maintain one's independent mentality. These two tendencies are very strong in our conditioned stage. What is that ritualistic chanting? Somehow or other, I have to complete my rounds and hang the bead bag on the wall, and I'm liberated from the bead bag for today. until I have to again get up tomorrow morning and again chant the holy name. That kind of thinking is ritualistic chanting. But what is not ritualistic chanting is after 16 rounds, your heart is longing. Let me chant 2 more rounds. Let me chant 4 more rounds. Prabhupada said, why only 16 rounds? Why not 16,000 rounds? That is actually the kind of thrill we get, then that the chanting is becoming purer. Otherwise, the chanting is ritualistic. And what is that independent mentality? We know what is right, but still we keep on hovering on a mental platform, wrong platform many times. We know the right, we are unable to do the right. We don't have the willpower to choose the right. We remain independent minded. So the Maharaj says, what should we do in that stage? He says that we should begin with hearing pastimes of the Lord which prove his greatness. Like, for example, Mahabharata, we read, where we see Krishna showing Vishwarupa in the assembly of Kurus when he came for this thing, when he came as a Shanti Dut, peace messenger. Another time, Markandeya Rishi is speaking about Krishna becoming Vatapatra Shahi and devouring all the waters of cataclysm into his body. And Markandeya Rishi was also, when Lord inhaled as a Vatapatra Shahi. You know, Vatapatra Shahi is Krishna in the banyan leaf, small baby. When Markandeya Rishi was swimming and swimming and swimming in the waters, pralaya waters, he saw that baby, he became completely relieved of all anxiety. He asked the baby, who are you? And the baby smiled, inhaled, so he went into his nose. And inside his body also he saw the same pralaya, Himalayas, Meru Parvat, everything he saw. He was wondering, how can a child's body have so many details, all these things? Then when he exhaled, he came out. And the child was speaking, my dear child Markandeya, like that he spoke. So now the child is calling Markandeya as child. He said, I am the Adi Purusha. People call me Krishna, people call me Vishnu, people call me Hari. So I have appeared in this world. I am giving you my darshan. I will give you 2 boons. You will have unfailing memory and you will have Ichamrityu. You are my pure devotee. And then Lord afterwards disappears. So in Mahabharata, you will read this type of pastimes of greatness of the Lord. Lord becoming the Lord showing Vishwarupa. That's also Bhagavad Gita. So, and also we have some materialistic mindset. So one may read Mahabharata where there is a lot of politics, this, that, everything. Ultimately, conclusion is surrender to Krishna. And then one comes to Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada says at the end of Bhagavad Gita, you will find yourself at the lotus feet of Krishna. You will accept Krishna as my master, I am his servant. And then one can enter into Bhagavatam, go from greatness to sweetness. In this, in Bhagavatam also you will see from the first canto to 9th canto, all these incarnations are elaborated. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, all of them. Then there is also Lakshmi Narayan pastimes. Then there are also Sitaram pastimes. And then finally in the 10th canto you read about Krishna's pastimes, which are, it goes from greatness to sweetness. The same Lord who is so reverentially worshipped, he becomes sportive and playful and naughty and mischievous, and he becomes subservient to his devotees, controlled by his devotees. These are all very confidential pastimes. Who can read them? Only one who has already developed a deep reverence for Krishna and is engaged in devotion service, only they can relish those pastimes. Otherwise, a commoner, when he hears those pastimes, he may tend to think Krishna is ordinary child, he may think. So in this way, we are reading from this Varaha chapter today. So in the 13th chapter, I am reading this verse, but you can read the 18th chapter, which is about Varaha's fight with Hiranyaksha. Very interesting chapter. And that chapter, if you read, you will get more details about how Varaha and Hiranyaksha fight happens. By reading that chapter, your taste for watching the stunt in the movies, that will be completely dovetailed in Lord's service. Instead of seeing some hero and villain fighting in the movie, we should see the Lord actually in action. So when we see the Lord in action and fighting, by hearing this pastime, our heart will get purified. Similarly, people watch, He-Man, Batman, Spider-Man. One may watch all these things, but there's no purification. Yeah. When Spider-Man is jumping from one building to another, or from a tall building to the ground, is jumping, no purification. But when Krishna Balaram are jumping from Pravarshana mountain, you read that will purify us. Because we'll understand that Krishna's body is Sachidananda body. Therefore, the legs didn't break. So in this way, one should get purified by reading the pastimes of the Lord, which are in Aishwarya. which are in greatness. This is one such section of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Varaha Dev ki, Granthrat Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. Thank you very much. Can I take question 2-3 minutes? Anybody?
Beginning, you were saying that when the demigods they get a little relaxed.
Yeah.
Lord looks at how demons.
Correct.
But,
That's why people wonder, how did Lord allow demons to take over the post of Indra? Lord doesn't do anything without reason. He has reason always. Why he does what he does.
that's basically my question.
Yeah.
The demigods have free will.
Right.
So what is causing the Lord to make this change? Like
Yeah.
put the demigods in their place.
Like demigods are saying in one of the prayers in 5th canto, you will read the 19th chapter. They are saying, Na yatra vaikuntha katha sudhapaga, na sadavo bhagavatasthadashrayaha, na yatra yajnesha makha mahotsava, suresha lokopi na vaisa sevyatam, kim dushkarairna kratubistapo vratair, दानादिभिर्वाद्युजयेन फल्गुना नायत्र नारायणपादपङ्कज स्मृतिप्रमुष्टा अतिशयेन्द्रियोत्सवात्. They are saying, Devatas, oh my dear Lord, in a place where the sacrifices are not conducted, where the Lord's name and form are not glorified through pastimes, where the Bhagavatas don't assemble together to sing and dance to the name of the Supreme Lord and hear the Katha of the Lord, where there are no utsavams celebrated in glorification of the Lord. Even if it happens to be Indra Loka, we are not happy to reside there. And then that's the first verse. The second verse they are saying, we people performed so many yajnas to come to the heavenly planets after accumulating punya. But after coming here, na yatra narayana pada pankaja. We are not able to remember the lotus feet of Narayana. Why? Smriti pramushta. Atishaya indriya utsava, they are saying. Because of too much sense gratification, our smriti has become bhanga. Our remembrance has become covered over. Like that, they are cursing themselves. They are saying that, so we are becoming too much carried away by the current of material waves. Therefore, please kindly give us a birth, in New Jersey, so that we can be born in Tuaco congregation and we can do bhakti. Like that, they are saying. We want to be born on earth and practice devotion service. So we don't want to be in heaven, they are saying. So it is a fact actually, like all of you come to America here. In America, you will say America is like a heavenly planet within earth. If you compare with India. And that's one reason why many devotees in America, when they go to India, they find it difficult because the roads are very dangerous roads. And the houses are very closely packed. That's, very congested. Here people live, houses with a lot of greenery and a separate compound. The roads are very smooth here, fine, everything. So to go from a higher comfort level to go to lower comfort level is difficult, correct or not? Is it not true? But the higher comfort level also sometimes saps our enthusiasm for becoming serious because everything looks all right. Imagine somebody has a cancer, his body is severely paining, but doctor gives him painkiller. And the painkiller makes him think, now I have no problem. But he may eat painkiller, but secretly, inside the body, the cancer is eating up the body, ravaging the body. Is it not true? Therefore, for people who are in a more comfortable position to remember the Lord is not very easy. But nevertheless, all of you, even though you are in America, you have taken devotion service seriously, which is a very wonderful thing. And besides taking it ourselves, we should also preach to the Americans. Prabhupada had a great desire that the local people take Krishna consciousness very seriously. And especially from Indians, Prabhupada had expectation. You can read that verse, Nayatra, that's one verse, Nayat Pachaschitra Padam Hare Yesho, Jagat Pavitram, Pragrinita Karhichit, Tatmaya Santitam Shanti Manasa, Nayatra Hamsa Niramatri Shiksha. There is a verse in the first canto. So here the Lord says that, it's a duty of every Indian who is coming out of India to give this message to people in the West. One time Prabhupada asked, America is giving you dollar notes, what are you giving back? And the fellow was shocked. What should I give back? I'm giving back work. He said, no, you should give them wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, wisdom of the Bhagavatam. This country is giving you comfort, facilities, luxuries, dollar notes, so many things. So we also, Prabhupada said, don't come to America as a taker. Come to America as a giver. give this knowledge to the people. So every one of you, you have some colleagues who are born in America. If you, and many of them are very innocent and very, very simple people. Yeah. So like just now, a few minutes ago, we went to a petrol bunk. We just want to go to the washroom there. So that fellow said, no, this is only allowed for those who accept this, fuel. It's not allowed for. And then he said, I'm very sorry. He said that I can't allow you. Then we said, okay, we will take some petrol from you. Then he permitted. But what I appreciated in that fellow was people are very gentle. They are taught to be gentle in behavior. But if they can use this gentleness in front of the Lord and become devotees, how nice it will be. So, and that fellow said to our Prabhuji that, then he came to know that we both are monks. He said, oh, I feel very bad that I charge like this. Then he said, I'll only give little oil, just for $5. You just take little, that's good enough. And Prabhuji gave him a Bhagavad Gita to it. He accepted. So when we were about to leave the place, we saw him already, he started opening and reading immediately. So there are many people who are ready to receive the mercy. Only we should be willing to share the mercy. Oftentimes here when Indians come, Indians are looking for more Indians because they connect very easily. And then we form our network and Telugu people are speaking in Telugu. They are all Randi, Chapandi, Kuchandi. And then Hindi people are speaking in Hindi. Tamil people speaking in Tamil. They form their communities and they are very happily chanting and dancing and enjoying Krishna consciousness. But we are not doing anything for America. So now all our GBCs are very much keen to see that all our temples now, participating, big temple is coming. Imagine if the temple is flooded with hundreds of Westerners coming, how nice it will be. That's one of the expectations of Srila Prabhupada and also his disciples also. So then when we are preaching and bringing them, then even in a place like America, we won't become complacent. So we should always keep that preaching mission in the forefront. Otherwise, we tend to become casual, careless, and we become covered over. Correct now? Just like, for example, go to India for a month and come back and see, in your house, all the aisles become covered with grasses. Correct now? Because regularly you didn't trim it, you didn't clean the aisles. Whereas you will see that on a regular basis, you trim it, it's all going to be very neat and clean. Similarly, regularly preaching keeps us at the edge of our toe. Then we can be very lively in our own spiritual life and we can distribute the same enthusiasm to others also. All right? Thank you very much. Prabhupada ki. Thank you.